But before I film this, I'd just like to say that I'm making this video primarily for myself at 12 years old and anyone else who has scoliosis and is about to go through the operation, or just has scoliosis and is not going to be operated on, or has scoliosis and has already been operated on. It's basically for those people. It's going to be a hard video to film. Okay, so hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about my story with scoliosis and what happened with me in scoliosis and my transformation when I started lifting weights and doing long distance running with scoliosis and my mindset around that. So first I'd basically like to talk about what happened in maybe 2011, I think it was. I got diagnosed with adolescent idiopathic scoliosis. I had a 55-degree curve. I don't know the specifics of my curve, 'cause it's a long time ago now and I wasn't all clued in on that. But I had a 55-degree curve. I was scheduled to have the operation in a few weeks. I wasn't that scared at the time, but I remember when I got told that I wouldn't be able to do sports, I remember breaking down and crying. I wasn't even into sports at the time. It wasn't really something that I was very involved in, but I did minor sports. And then I had the operation on January 14th, 2012. So it's over 6 years ago now. And then for the next 3 weeks, I was just in recovery. And I'll be putting pictures up around here, around my recovery. In those 3 weeks, I basically just stayed at home. I was in the hospital for 8 days. That was quite a horrible experience. I don't ever want to go back to the hospital. But the nurses and the doctors were amazing. And I'd just like to say, if my surgeon is watching, I've seen many stories about people having to go back for surgery again. And that never happened to me. I never had to go back for surgery. I've had no problems so far. All the problems have been reasonably easy to solve. And yeah, thank you to my surgeon. I don't think I should say his name, but yeah. Thank you, Starship Auckland. So yeah, I was in recovery for maybe 3-4 weeks. And then I started going to school, everything felt normal. Then we got to like PE class, physical education if you're not from New Zealand. And basically, since I wasn't allowed to do sports for an entire year, that was hard. My teacher, I'm not going to call him out or anything, but he was a about it. Like, he sort of saw me as if I didn't want to do it. And he treated me as if I was just being lazy, because a lot of kids just didn't want to do PE. But yeah, I hated PE class, because I just had to sit there and watch all the other kids do stuff. And yeah, so that was a year where it didn't really sink in. I had good friends, we were all good mates, and they didn't really think too much of it. Then in the next few years, as my class started to get a bit more involved, most people didn't even know. It's not really a thing you'd know about, but a few people were rude about it at times, but it didn't really get to me. Like, what people said, not that people said much, never really got to me. People just didn't understand it. And by people, I mean kids. Most adults understood it. However, what really got to me was sort of more my mental stage with it. I didn't really love my body. I thought I was some weirdo. I thought I was just very strange. And then to get to sort of remedy that, I went online and I just looked up other people's stories with scoliosis. There was a few other stories, but a lot of them didn't really tend to make me feel any better. Because one issue with scoliosis is it's a 10-to-1 ratio of male to female. I'm pretty sure it's about that. Not sure why, I don't think anyone knows why. But that was quite disheartening. It was hard to feel like a cool growing dude when you weren't really structured properly. And then basically my confidence was very, very low when it came to my body. I didn't love it. I was skinny as fuck. I wasn't generally unhappy for some periods, but there were a lot of periods. I'd say there were 2 main periods where I'd say I was depressed. I wouldn't say because of scoliosis, but it probably was a factor. And then what really changed my whole mindset and view of my body was the gym. I'll post a few pictures up there about my transformation about the gym. I started out at like 54 kilograms. I was incredibly small. Most people thought I was like anorexic. I got asked how I was so skinny on a daily basis. And then I kind of just got sick of that. So then to solve that, I went and joined the gym. At first I joined it for long distance running purposes, but then I started just lifting weights because I found that really fun. There was always a little piece of me that wanted to lift weights, but the one time my PE class went into the lifting room, I was just too scared because I didn't want to be the little kid lifting 5 kgs. So even now I lift like a very small amount, especially for the time that I put in. Yeah, basically I learned everything that I thought I had to know about fitness. I started eating a lot of food. I'd bring protein shakes to school every single day. I'd go to the gym 6 times a week. I would like ditch school. We would have a free period and then I would ditch school halfway through the day during lunch, go to the gym and then come back to school just to get in my gym so then I could also fit in time to study, which is quite a hectic, that was last year, it was quite a hectic year. But basically I transformed my body. I started lifting weights and I started gradually loving my body. And then, yeah, basically that was my remedy. And now, even as I'm currently injured and I'm starting to see a little bit of shrinkage in my muscles, they're just getting smaller from not really being used for like 6 weeks now. I'm starting to be more okay with that, and a lot has changed, just mindset wise and also with my body. But yeah, what I'm trying to more say to other people with scoliosis that you don't need to like worry about being different or weird. Or there were nights where I would cry myself to sleep because I thought I was just not normal. And I thought I was just a weird kid. It wasn't constant, but there was just times where it would just get to me. Thinking about it now, it doesn't bother me too much because I know now that there's thousands of people like me all around the world because I've been receiving heaps of messages on Instagram, my Instagram account, Wonky Walshami, which I made for people with scoliosis to inspire them and show them that you're still going to be able to do fitness and you're still going to be able to like be incredibly healthy and achieve all your goals. Like you just have to make adjustments to your lifestyle. There's not really, like you just have to make adjustments to your lifestyle. You can't just go and play fucking rugby. I've done another talk on how to live with scoliosis and how to lift with scoliosis. It's a reasonably simple process. It's not too much different. You just have to take things slower and you have to just be smart, and I think you have to learn more than the average person and you have to treat your body with a lot more caution. But yeah, I just want to say to everyone with scoliosis who's watching this, I know not many people are currently watching this, but to anyone that has scoliosis and that is watching this, no matter where you are in the world, even if you can't get a treatment method, there's things you can do. You might feel like there's nothing you can do, and I still feel like that a lot of the time, like it's just something that I have to deal with. There's always things that you can just change about it, and there's always things that you can do to just make yourself feel more, I guess, normal, but normal isn't the word. Like with my experience lifting weights, I've learned to appreciate my body and love my body and appreciate not just my body in such a like, I don't know what the like PC sense, like, oh, I love everyone. It's more like you sort of respect it. Like now, it's sort of like in spite of scoliosis, I have still achieved all these physical things and I'm still going to achieve more. If you use your experience with scoliosis in a positive way as a lesson, and if you get physically fit, which I've seen heaps of people on social media, a lot of them that are posting about it with scoliosis are incredibly physically fit, and they're trying to preach the same message that I am. And it's exactly what I want everyone with scoliosis to be doing. I think you should be exercising even more than normal people. But yeah, this video is sort of meant to be about sort of my story, but there's not much to tell really. I just had scoliosis, started gymming, and I started learning how to gym, and then I got some good results because I put in the effort. And I thought it was impossible for me to gain muscle, but I hadn't really tried. In my opinion, to really gain some muscle, you need to be going to the gym. You can say all these other sports gain you muscle, but for me, the only thing that worked was eating food and lifting weights 6 times a week and doing proper splits and learning what you should be doing. You don't have to be going 6 times a week. You could be going 4 times a week, doing back and chest together and doing legs fucking together. And you just do legs twice and upper twice. As student aesthetics, upper lower split. That's a good one. So yeah, bit of a somber video, but hopefully it inspires. I just want to get the message out to a few people with scoliosis that you don't need to just sit there. Like I was done about 6 years ago now. I'm 18 now, I was 12 then, and a lot has changed since then. I've run school cross country pretty much every year that I'm allowed to, performed extremely well, ran a half marathon last year, running one this year. I went from 54 kgs to now 64 and a half or some shit. I still don't lift much, but I think that's just me being a little white boy. I don't think you should impose limits on yourself and be scared of the outside world because you have scoliosis. I think you should be cautious but not scared. And you shouldn't put limits on yourself, whether you have scoliosis or not. I have a few friends who say, oh, I'd love to be as active as you, but I'm just not motivated. I wasn't motivated at first. Don't give me those fucking excuses. Like, you can give all the excuses you want, but at the end of the day, as Brian Tracy said, this is what really changed my life, is understanding I am responsible for everything that happens to me. Since I have scoliosis, I'm not the reason that I got scoliosis, but I have scoliosis now, and I have to deal with that. I could either wallow in my own sadness and just be sad about having scoliosis, or you can take action and change your life for the better, feel better, look better, and just be a better person. The benefits of exercise are literally, there are so many. You have time to exercise. If you don't have time to exercise, in my opinion, you don't have a life. You can say I don't have time, but you have time. Just make time.
Yeah.